This is the new American media.
All right, we are back with Blake the Eccentric Walley, and if you are listening live, yes, I did just say y'all. Deal with it. So, Blake, what else is going on this week? We already talked about this whole NSA thing with the president's speech. Check that out. That'll be on thenewamericanmedia.com and on the YouTube channel and all of that stuff. And then we talked about Feinstein saying that, the media shield law should only limit protections to real reporters. Yeah. So anyway, what else is on your radar, though, as we bounce out of here? We only have a couple more minutes, so what are some other stories that caught your attention?
All right. Well, related to the whole NSA and the spying, there's been new developments, at least every week for Snowden and Greenwald and more of this spying stuff coming out. So, which is absolutely hilarious because Obama was just on Leno saying that there's no domestic spying, there's no phony scandals, and it's like we haven't even scratched the surface of all the 20,000 some pages of documents that were released by Snowden. So don't hold your breath there, Mr. President. But one of these new crazy things that has been revealed is I don't know if this is exactly through Snowden or not, but something called parallel construction. Apparently the NSA has been working with the Drug Enforcement Agency and the IRS. They're using a bunch of secret information to set people up. And the parallel construction is basically creating a story. Like let's say there's a drug dealer, and the NSA is using, secret, they're tapping their phones or whatever, and they know that there's some sort of drug deal going down. Well, they might, set them up to have, like, let's say an officer, like maybe a canine unit in the parking lot, and then tail them out of there, and then just happen to pull them over for some random traffic violation. And then, I guess since we got you here, do you mind if I search your car with my German Shepherd here? And, you got some drugs on you. Well, it turns out that they are actually setting people up. It's called parallel construction. And the IRS is also doing the same thing. It's the use of normal investigative techniques to recreate the information provided. And, yes, they're looking at phone calls, everything, and setting people up. So it's kind of like a fancy sort of entrapment type of thing. But we'll have to let people go do that information on their own. I don't have a lot of time. And what was the last story? Of course, was a really horrifying story. You're talking about playing the Howard Beale thing, mad as hell. Really disturbing. I hate to switch gears on this. There was a toddler.
It's not really switching gears. You're staying in the realm of drugs and why we're wasting our time on this drug war anyway.
You're right. DEA drug. Yeah. Speaking of which, there was a little 2-year-old girl that died in CPS captivity after being taken from her parents because her parents. They had a 2-year-old daughter, perfectly healthy, never been to the hospital, loving family, and the parents, they smoked a little weed. So the kid's in bed, and I don't have any moral issue with that. They want to smoke a little pot and watch a movie while their daughter's sleeping. I don't, big deal. But the neighbors ratted them out. The cops came and then ended up taking the kid away from them through the courts. CPS got it. They brought it to a foster family, and the foster parent, the kid died in her custody, and her story didn't match up with the injuries, so it looks like some sort of a murder or what have you.
Do we know what she died from? What was the girl's name? Where was this at? So if we want to dig in, do some.
2-year-old Alexandria Hill, and there's a couple good articles out of InfoWars. One is called "Toddler Dies in CPS Captivity After Being Taken from Marijuana-Smoking Parents." But you can probably follow me on Eccentric99, and you can find these articles. So but it just goes to what's going on. It's like the parents. Apparently, no pun intended here.
Apparently,
you can have your kid in bed, and you can, they can have a Jägermeister drinking contest, and that would be perfectly acceptable.
I was just going to say the same thing. I was just going to say the same thing. If you're not allowed to have some wine. I get it. Parents aren't supposed to be reckless, but if I could count on oh man, I don't even know if I want to go there.
I know it's so disturbing. We don't have enough time.
Yeah,
pretty much got to run. But that's a story that people should take a look at. Take a look at the CPS. Take a look at the common sense, the officer, the neighbor, the CPS people, the judge that signed this person away, the drug war. People have to start reevaluating how we think going forward and taking people's kids away. Really awful stuff, but people need to know that story.
Yeah, let's ban Jägermeister. Let's ban a bottle of wine while you're watching a movie at night as well. Let's ban the things that you're allowed to say, since your TVs are watching and listening to you, and your cell phones can be hacked and listen. You can listen through your cell phones, and all your emails are being hacked. And just be careful what you do, what you watch, what you consume. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Can't you just leave me alone with my steel-belted radials? I'm a human being. I have value. Yeah, it just doesn't stop, Blake. But hey, that's why you do your radio shows. That's why you spend time on Twitter. Remind everybody where they can find you online to see more of the stories that you're following for us as a fake journalist, as a phony journalist. We're going to call you a phony journalist since you don't draw your salary from it, Miss Feinstein and Mr. Obama. But anyway, tell us where we can find more of your phony journalism online, Blake.
All right, well, the best place to follow me would be on Twitter at eccentric99. I do have a website, eccentricperspective.com. If you've never been there before, it's worth checking out. And I have a radio show Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at freedomizerradio.com. And that can be Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 12 to 1:30 p.m. Pacific. And you can also subscribe to the podcast by checking out Eccentric Perspective on iTunes.
Rock on. Well, Blake,
that's all, Brian.
Keep up the good work. Start following the Cleveland Browns and put a smile on your face. They are undefeated. Maybe that'll give you some of that balance in between these phony news conferences and the phony journalism that you're finding out there. Breads and circuses. But hey, until next time, man, thanks for joining us again, and we'll talk again soon, okay?
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
There goes Blake, the eccentric Walley. Always a pleasure having him on the program. Really, he is a really good. What's the word I'm looking for? What is the word, as you say? How you say? That is a nondescript accent that really doesn't belong anywhere. It's just being goofy. He's a good researcher. He's a good journalist. He digs and he finds stuff, and he's a really good researcher. That's why you need to follow him. That's why you need to stand up and you need to link up with people that are finding other stories, because you cannot pay attention to all of the news all the time. What did Lincoln say? You can be some things to all people, all things to some people, but you cannot be all things to all people. Okay, so there you go. That's a situation. Deal with it. Understand that you're not going to get all of the stories from mainstream media. That's why you need to be a part of the media, the new American media. And that's why we want you to join us and join what we're doing. Because we need to link arms. We're stronger together than we are separately. And that's all there is to it. Connect, join. Follow people on your Facebook page that are finding the good stories. Link up with them. Link up with the ones they're retweeting. It's very easy to do. Build your network. And start with the New American Media. Check us out, thenewamericanmedia.com. Page is getting ready to undergo meeting with web designer Ted Distel of disteldesign.com. DISTEL, disteldesign.com. You can set up anybody's website, so check it out. You can do that stuff online, consult with you online. Doesn't matter where you're at in the globe, he'll do it. He did our site, and we're going to do a revamp real soon. We're going to kind of change the dynamics about 27, 28 months into our process. But check it out, thenewamericanmedia.com. Check us out on Facebook. Search The New American Media. Put spaces in there. And link up with us on Facebook. Like the page. Share some content. Add some commentary. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/The New American Media. I don't know, 106,000 video views or something like that. That's great. We're just getting warmed up, too. We have 2.5 years of content. Scroll through, search, leave some comments, share it with your friends, embed it on your sites. Let's go. It's time to link arms. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Be the phony media, as Feinstein and Obama want us to believe. Nah, you don't get special protections. Nah, you're not real journalists unless you're drawing a paycheck. Garbage. We are tuning out of your media because they're drawing their paycheck based on your political campaign contributions. It's garbage. We're done with it. We're opting out. Opting out of the two-party system, opting out of the propaganda media. Follow us on Twitter also, at American_media_. You've been listening to Agree to Disagree here on the TNAM Radio Network. I am Brian Engelman, signing off. Until next time, I appreciate you. I love you. Stay safe. Hey, you know what? Hey, hang on. Here's the cool thing. I'm going to leave this with you. Leave you with this. Juice Media, Rap News 15, Big Brother's watching. Listen to this. It's very relevant.
Welcome back, netizens, to this newest edition in Juice Media series of rap news journalism with me, Robert Foster. This evening, we're actively delving in depth to facts which affect all of us who dwell on this internet. And we've got to give a special welcome to all the ladies and agents from the NSA, ASIO, MI5. Glad you're listening in, because today's show is all about surveillance and how it's spreading from the streets into our modems. As we speak, laws are being tacitly written in to implement ways of controlling the expanse of this internet to keep us safe, we're told. But from whom? And will this place ever be the same if these plans go through? To find out, we connect with our first guest to comment on the matter. We're live at the Panopticon with General Baxter. General? Son? Good to have you back again with us. Explain why the state is spying on us.
My fellow Oceanians, as you know, we've always been at war with Eurasia. Or is it East Asia? Either way, it's war and we need division to wage it. But now the proles are connecting online, bypassing these illusory divisions of race, religion, and nationality.
Sounds grand to me.
It's a catastrophe. Centuries of hard work are being undone, profits are vanishing, and it's due to the internet. It's empowering humanity. We need to get this snafu under control rapidly.
How?
Behold the latest weapon in the war of terror. Our greatest invention since 9/11. Guaranteed to keep us free and safe forever. I give you the surveillance state, ladies and generals. Our secret wires log your key style. Monitor every single number on your speed dial. Rewind straight to your position with facial recognition and pinpoint you within 0.03 of a mile. We've put eyes everywhere without consulting you, keeping you safe whether or not you want us to. Soon there'll be no freedoms left for threatening. Then we'll have won the war. Take that, terrorism.
Brilliant. Thank you, General. We now interview our resident guru, Terrence Moonseed, for a different view.
Greetings.
How does this situation look?
I have one word for you, Robert. Double plus on good. The world populace of 7.4 billion are all headed in the direction of Orwellian totalitarian oblivion. My voice is hoarse, yelling about stellar winds, cold chilling them and trap wire weaving through the world wide web we all dwelling in. Face it, the all-seeing eyes in all of our Facebooks like a virus, and in these iPhones with Siri, or should I say Iris. Next in line is RFID devices and mind chips triggered by chemtrails the plague spray the sky with. This time it's too far. Check out the base they're building in Utah, where they'll be storing all your data for over a century. It's FUBAR. And under the outback is an entire tunnel of wires, an echelon base called Pine Gap to hijack our mother Gaia.
Hey, maybe your mother's gayer.
Boo-hoo. Why didn't you just kill yourself like most of your troops do?
That's it. Now you're on the cast iron list.
Hang on, General. Why weren't we informed about this?
Sorry we didn't tell you about our grand plan before. It was meant to be a surprise, under wraps and in store. But some spoil sports had to go and ruin it for all by blowing whistles in spite of the damn law.
Bill, Benny, and Thomas Drake are trailblazers for leaking these tactics.
Hey, civil liberty activists, this is all legal. Anything we do now actually is.
How did-
You can't question my authority thanks to this.
And that shit's global, people. In Australia, it's now legal for the government to store all SMSs, searches, and emails. Australians, it's taking place under your nose. Unless you wake up, all your data are belong to ACO.
Come on, everyone knows. You can trust the government now. If you got nothing to hide, you got nothing to worry about.
That might be the case with things that are happening now, because most people agree with most of the laws that are being handed down. But once the Illuminati reveal their agenda for you, this surveillance will enforce laws you no longer consent to. But by then it'll be too late to protest too. And anything you've ever said, typed or browsed can or will be used against you.
I'm confused. So what should we do then?
What should we do? Nothing. This is all an illusion. It's just a ride, a delusion, the Matrix, the Maya deceiving us.
Oh, you hippies really make our job so much easier.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're picking up a signal from beyond the space-time continuum. Quick, switch on the juice channeling portal. Wait, is that George Orwell?
Good day to you.
Wow, what do we owe this honor to?
I tried to warn you noobs, but I see you are actually fools, or else you thought this was an instruction manual.
Yes, so can you advise us? What would you have us do? An open and universal internet is the most effective tool you have to address the issues that afflict the world at hand. Therefore, protecting it is the most essential task that stands before your generation. I think I understand.
Hush, man! You must not lose the internet. Heed this mantra. Who controls the internet controls the data. And who controls the data controls the future.
We're losing you.
I leave you with a tool to use.
An onion? Don't be simple, Robert. This is but a simile. It stands for Tor.
Tor?
Google it. It's for anonymity. This onion router open network helps considerably against tyranny, but its abilities only work if all you use it consistently.
And even if you don't use it, run it so its force swells.
Thanks, Mr. Orwell.
From now on, call me George Torwell. If we'd had such tools when I wrote this, well, it would have been so much simpler to tell Big Brother to go f*** himself. The mother... Sucking piece of shit.
Thanks, George Torwell, for manifesting direct from this memory hole of history to impress on us these messages. We're told we need safety, which is precious, yes, but can a society that can enforce all its laws ever progress? Hindsight shows that many figures guilty of thought crime turned out to be luminaries and heroes before their time. But if a surveillance state had reigned then in this form and design, just think of all the progress we may have all been denied. Could lobbies for women's or gay rights have appeared and thrived? Would revolutionary ideals have materialized? Would science have pioneered or even survived if every word had been monitored by thought police and spies? Big Brother brings chilling effects, freezing our collective hopes. He doesn't protect our safety, but protects the status quo and threatens this internet, the one channel yet uncontrolled, whose openness we are now called upon to effect and uphold.
If you're tired of the other stuff, take a look at thenewamericanmedia.com.